This conference will now be recorded.
Okay. So in how to merge these two branches, because by default the certified, whatever the certified code will be available in a master branch. Okay. And that branch access, we will not give it to the any other team members. Okay. So whatever the developers are and whatever the developers are writing the code, they will be writing the code to the newly created branch, guys. Okay. So in that newly created branch, we will be having the updated code. Okay. And that code will not be available in our master branch. Okay. So using the master branch only, we are going for the deployment. Correct. Okay. Now the question arises, guys, how to merge these two branches? That is a newly created branch with the master branch. Okay, if you guys are aware with cherry pick, okay, cherry pick does the same thing, but it takes only the particular commit, guys. Okay, in order to merge all the code, okay, all the commit IDs into the master branch, okay, how we can do this? Okay, so for that there is a two methods, guys. One is the normal merge. Okay, one is the normal merge and second one is the rebase. Okay, so these two are the important ways. Okay, how to merge the branches from one branch to another branch. Okay, so I will teach one branch today and another branch tomorrow. Okay, because it should not get conflict here. Okay, so today we'll discuss the rebase concept and tomorrow we'll do the merge concept. Okay, so that we can able to differentiate and we cannot get confused here, right? Okay, so fine, so we will do the rebase today. Okay, so when we need to do this rebase, let me take an example, guys.
Tushar, I have a question here.
Yeah.
Tushar, on what basis, what is the concept behind creating branches? Okay. It is based on a particular developer or in a particular user story or something, a module. Module name we keep it or based on a developer. So
Okay,
what should be the thought process? Yeah.
Let me see. Okay, so as I said, our developers will be working in terms of modules here. Okay, let's take example of this. Just a second. Let me open any one of the site. We will open JSC. And bank. Just for example, I'm saying. Okay, it is coming here. Okay. So take this example, guys, Amazon.com. Okay. So as I told you, they will be working in terms of modules in a microservice architecture, guys. Okay. So let's say you can see there is a options here. Okay. Hello, sign in. Okay. Under sign in, you will be having the your accounts, your orders, your buy. So these are all some of the options it is available here. Okay. So in a real time, what happens? They will be doing the microservice architecture. So what happens? They for this account only, they will be creating one service. Okay. In the backend, it will be running. We no need to worry. In the backend, these developers will be writing. Let's say take the example of this your account only. Okay, when you click on this account, so you'll be finding some options and all. Okay, so let's say I want this Amazon.com. Now it is looking like this, right? In the down you'll find the yellow color, orange color, some arrow key is showing now. Okay, so now today this arrow key is working is there. Okay, so from tomorrow onwards, our client says that he don't want this one changes here. Okay, you want to change it to something else, or else this font size to be changed to something else. Okay, at that time what we will be having, we will be having the code in a master branch. Okay, using that master branch only we have done the deployment. Okay, now if we give the same code to our developers, okay, then there is a chances of getting this code, getting an error here, because when whatever the code is available in a master branch, that is a certified code, that code's 100% it works fine. Okay, so at that point of time what we will do, we will create a one duplicate. Okay, duplicate branch that is called as any feature branch or something here. Okay, so that newly created branch, whatever the code is available in a master branch, right? So that exactly the replica will be available in the feature branch. That is a newly created branch. So now what the developers will do, that developers will start writing the code in the newly created branch. Okay, and once he assures that this code works fine, then what we will do, we will merge that to our master branch. Okay, and when we will take the newly created artifacts, and then we will deploy it into our client machine. Okay, is it clear now?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, now as I've said, so today we'll be discussing on a rebase concept. Okay, so what is the rebase? Okay, so for understanding the rebase, let me take a small scenario, guys, today. Let's assume, so this is my master branch. Okay, so under master branch, I have committed a one code. Okay, let's say we call this commit ID as a M1, like how I used to commit the code, guys, right? Initial commit, second commit, like that. I've just made a one commit message as a M1. Okay, so this is the master branch. Let me write it down here, it will be better. Okay, so this is the master branch. So the first commit I have made it as a M1 here. Okay, and as my branch is growing, okay, let me make the another commit. Okay, and we call it as a commit ID M2. Okay, okay, so I was having a one master branch for one of the service. So under that, I have made a one commit. Okay, as you know, right? So after git add, we need to commit git commit hyphen m, then message name. Okay, so that message I have provided as M1 and M2. Okay, there is a two commit IDs. It is available now. Okay, so at this point of time, M2. Okay, what I will do, I will create a one new branch. Okay, so we call that branch as feature branch, or any other branch, either dev or QA or whatever it is. Okay, any name. Okay, just I'm calling it as a feature branch here. Okay, so let me place it here. Okay, and we call this one as the F1. Okay, and this branch name we call it as a feature branch. Okay, right. Okay, so now our developer is working on a feature branch now. Okay, so he has committed a one code, and that commit message he has mentioned like a F1. Okay, and let's he commit the another commit ID, also another commit. Okay, and we call it as the F2. Okay, right. So let me explain one more time. So I was working on a one branch. Okay, by default we will be in a master branch only. Okay, so under master branch I have committed a two commit IDs. Okay, that is M1 and M2. Okay, that M2 point of time I have created a one branch. Okay, and we call that branch as a feature branch. Okay, under feature branch my developer was working here. Okay, and he has made a one commit. Okay, and that commit message is called as a F1. Okay, and this branch was growing here. He has made a one more commit, and we call that commit ID as a F2. Okay, fine. Now guys, as my feature branch is also growing, parallelly my master branch may also grow, right? Because of other developers commit ID. Okay, so what we will do, one of the developer has committed the, I mean, not developer, usually the DevOps engineers only. So he has made a one more commit ID. So let's say we call this one as a M3 now. Okay, And now the question arises, guys, whatever the code was available, one second. Okay, yeah, whatever the code was available at M2, the same code is available with the feature branch. Okay, now my master branch is also grown here. Okay, so this is having the M3 commit ID. That means it is having the updated code. Okay, and that code is not available with this branch now, feature branch. Correct? You got my point, guys? Okay. So I think you guys got confused. Let me explain one more time, guys. Okay, so as I told you, we'll always, whenever you create any repository, guys, okay, by default it will be in a master branch. Okay, so that is clear, guys. Any doubts in that master branch? If you go and check with any of your repository, okay, just do a right click here, you will see, right, by default you guys will be in a master branch, right? Okay, so this branch access will not give it to anybody else. Okay, this will be having the only the DevOps engineers will be having the access to this branch, guys. Okay, so that means in this branch we will be having a certified code. That means it is 100% accuracy. Okay, there is no, if you deploy this code in your server, it has to work at any condition. There is no errors in that. Okay, and what we will do, we will not give this branch access to any of our developers here. Okay, if we give also, what happens, he may corrupt the code also, right? Okay, in order to overcome this issue, what we will do, we will create a one new branch. Okay, and that branch is called as a feature branch. That whatever the name, guys, okay, either dev branch, QA branch, feature branch, any name you can do, there is no restrictions here. Okay, and for my example, I'm taking it as a feature branch. Okay, so what happens when you create a new branch, okay, so whatever the data was available under master branch, right, so exactly the replica or a mirror image we can say, okay, the same data will be available in your newly created branch also. Okay, is it clear, guys, still here? Because it is important, there is a rebase. Okay, okay, now the same concept here. Okay, first what we will do, by default, I mean, whenever we create any repository, we will be in the master branch, right? Okay, so what I will do, I will create a one commit ID. That means something I have wrote and I done the commit. Okay, how we used to commit, using git commit -m whatever the commit message, right? Okay, like the same way I have made the commit message as m1. Okay, so as my the master branch was also growing here, okay, so we have made a one more commit ID. That commit ID we call it as a m2. That means under master branch I have two commit IDs. How we used to check, using git log hyphen using git log, okay, -2, it will provide the last two commit IDs, right? That is the m1 and m2. Okay, at m2 point of time, what I will do, I will create a one branch. Okay, and we call that branch is called as a feature branch. Okay, so what happens when I create a branch here, whatever the data was available, right, till m2, the same data will be available, okay, in the feature branch also. Okay, and here, as my developer was working on this feature branch, right, he has made a one commit ID. Okay, and we call that commit as a f1. Okay, and as he is continuously working on, so he have made a one more commit ID f2. Okay, so till here, any doubts, guys, here?
No.
Okay. So after that, what happens? As my master branch is also be growing, right? So what happens? One of my DevOps team member, he has committed one code here into the master branch. Okay, and we call that commit ID as a M3. Okay, now the question arises, guys. So we have created the branch at M2 point of time. Okay, so whatever the data was available till M2, the same data will be available in a master, in a feature branch also. Okay, but as my branch was grown here, that is a M3. That means from M2 to M3, there is a some code. Okay, there is a updated code is there. Okay, that code is not available with this feature branch. Correct? Okay, in order to overcome this issue, in order to overcome this issue, we used to do the rebase, guys. Okay, so what this rebase will do is, sorry, so right now the base of this F1 is M2, right? Okay, after performing the rebase, what happens? The base of this F1 will become M3. Okay, so let me show you from Google. Any pictures are there? Yeah, this will be better. So I hope you can able to see my screen. So in the picture, guys, you can see this is the middle one. What I said the same scenario here. Okay, what after this rebase will do is this will come like this. Okay, it will become a one linear way. Okay, that means it will maintain the history of all the commits here. Okay, so this is what happens in the rebase when you are doing with a normal merge. So it will make a one more commit ID and it will merge all these things from master as well as from the newly created branch. Okay. So any clear, guys, at least 50%, I will demonstrate it. Okay, it will be helpful then. Come on, guys, please reply.
Yeah,
Is it clear? Still
can
confusion?
you, can you, yeah, can you repeat the concept once again? Yeah.
Yeah, I will repeat that. Okay. So I will demonstrate it. Okay. So then it will be easy to understand. Okay. After that,
Yes,
I
yes.
will recall everything one more time. Okay.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Okay. Because this is the important question in the interview, they will ask what is rebase and what is the normal merge. Okay. So I will not use this one. Let me take a new repository because I want to create it from scratch. Okay, so first, how to initialize the empty Git repository using git init, right? Okay, it has initialized. Now what we will do, as I said, guys, you can see by default I'm in a master. Okay, by default it will come, guys. Okay, we no need to worry. By default we will be in a master branch. Okay, so as per my example, guys, what I said. So we'll be working on a master branch, right? So what I will do, I will make a two commit IDs, M1 and M2. Okay, so let me create that. So why this two terminals here? Let me close this. Okay, so I'm just creating some dummy file in order to commit to take the commit ID. m1 git add, the next git commit -m, and here I will put this message as m1 guys. Okay, like how I did in my example here. Okay, m1. Okay, enter.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me create one more, that is m2, and then add it, and then put the message commit to. Okay, right, so I have created a two commit IDs. Okay, now you can check in a git log, you can see there is a two commit IDs, m1 and m2. Correct, as for the same example I have done m1 and m2. Okay, at m2 point of time, what I will do, I will create a one branch here. Okay, that is a feature branch. So when I create this feature branch, right, whatever the data was available in the m1 and m2, these two commits will also come into the feature branch. Okay, that means it is exactly the replica of the master branch. Okay, so let me create a new branch. Okay, so git checkout -b, okay, feature. So why I'm using directly checkout means, so it will check out to the newly created branch. At the meantime, it will create the, yes, and it will create the branch as well. Okay, you can see before I was in a master, now I'm in a feature. Okay, so you can check the git log guys. By default, even though I have not, even currently I'm in a feature branch. Okay, but still these m1 and m2 will come. Why? Because I have created the branch. It is exactly the replica here. Okay, let me show you. See, I'm in a feature branch, but still this m1 and m2 is there now. Correct. So whatever the data was available, we have committed, right? That same code will be available in your code, in your this repository. Okay. So
Okay.
now what I will do, I'm in a feature branch. What I will do, I will make a two commit IDs, F1 and F2. Okay. So touch F1, the next git add, the next git commit -m. Let me call this one as F1. Sorry. So, okay. So then we will add one more file, that is a F2. Okay, so now we have committed the two commit IDs in a feature branch also guys. Okay, now you can check the git log. Okay, you can see now, so the base of this F1 is M2 now. Correct, as per the same example here, the base of this F1 is M2. See here, the base of this F1 is M2 now. Correct. Now what we will do, now we will go to the master branch now. Now we will go to the master branch now, and we will create this newly created branch. Okay, that is a M3. Okay, so now let's clear the screen and git checkout to master. Okay, and now you can see here under git log there is only two commit IDs. Okay, let me create a one more commit here. That's M3. Next git commit -m M3. Okay, done. Now you check the git log guys. And okay, now in the master branch guys, we have a commit IDs m1, m2 and m3.
M3.
Okay, now we will go and check in a feature branch what is there. Check out git feature. Okay, now we can go and check in a feature branch git log. You can see there is only f2, f1, m2 and m1. There is no m3 here. Okay, that means the updated code is not available in a feature branch now. Correct. Okay, and that code has to be available here. Correct, you got it right. So in order to do this one, there is a two options. One is the normal merge, another one is the rebase, guys. Okay, now I am doing the rebase here. What this rebase will do after performing the rebase, right now you can see the F1 base is M2, right? So after me performing the rebase, the base of this F1 will become M3, guys. Okay, so it will become exactly like this. So let me remove this one. Okay, it will come and sit like this. Like this, it will happen, guys. Okay, so the base of this F1 will become M3 now. Okay, after performing the rebase. So what is the advantage means it will maintains the history of all the commit IDs here. Okay, so why we need to maintain the history of all the commits? Let's say if anyone at any point of time, if we require that commit ID having some issue, okay, we need to take a code back here. Okay, so at that time it will be very helpful. Okay, so now let's perform the rebase, guys. If you want, you can check, guys. The base of this F1 is right now M2, and currently I'm in a feature branch. Okay, now I'm going to do the rebase. Okay, so how to do git rebase with which branch I'm doing? Master branch, right? Just provide the branch name. Okay, and enter. Done. Okay, now you check the git log, guys. The base of this M1 has been changed to M3 here. That means we have an updated code in my feature branch also, right? Is it clear, guys? Still doubt? If you have any doubt, I will explain one more time because it is important.
What if there is any conflict?
You won't find any conflict. If there is a conflict, we need to check with the developers at that point of time. Okay, I will show you how to check with the merge conflicts and all.
Okay.
Okay, but this is the concept of doing the rebase.
Okay.
Okay, so everybody clear, guys? If any doubts, I will explain one more time also. There is no issues.
Yeah, it's clear.
Everybody, hello, Karpanchayan, Manjunath, Benappa, Pralhad. If any doubts, let me know, guys. Okay, I will explain one more time. There is no issues because it is an important concept. Rebase.
Yeah, clear. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Alok, Arpan, Pralhad.
Yeah, sir. Clear.
Okay, guys, thank you. Arpan Jain, please repeat one more time. Sure, Arpan. Okay. Okay, so let me explain one more time, guys. There is no issues. Okay, so as I told you, so whenever we create any repository, guys, or any repository, by default we will be having a one branch. That branch we call it as a master branch. Okay, that is the standard. Okay, and I'm just writing it out here also. Okay, so we call this branch as a master branch. Okay, so I'm in a master branch now. So at this point, master branch, okay, my developer will also be working here. Okay, and assume that they might have code updated some code. Okay, so what happens? I will make a one more commit. Okay, like how I made it, right? The git commit -m, the same command. Okay, they have made a some commit. Okay, and we call that commit ID as M2. Okay, so at M2 point of time, guys, so I will create a one newly created branch. Okay, because my developer has to work on a feature branch. Okay, not in a master branch. Okay, so what I will do, I will create a one new branch. Okay, and we call that branch as a feature branch or dev branch or giveaway, whatever it is. There is no issues. You can call it anything. Okay, so let's place it here, and we call this one as a F1 here. Okay. Okay. So at M2 point of time, I will create a one new branch. That branch name is called as a feature branch. Under feature branch, I have made a one commit ID, like how I made M1 and M2, right? The same manner, I have made a commit ID. There is a F1 here. Okay, that is in a at M2 point of time here. Okay. So at this point of time, as my branch is also growing, here assume that my developer has committed a one more commit ID. So that commit ID we call it as a F2. Okay. Assume that we call that commit ID as a F2 now. Okay. So now in the master branch we have a M1 and M2 commit. Okay. And in the feature branch I have a F1 and F2 commit. So at any point of time you create a branch, guys, right? So that branch will be having the exactly the replica or a mirror image of your master branch, guys. Okay, that is a standard. Okay. Now assume that my master branch is also growing here. Okay, let's say we have made a one more commit ID. Okay, and we call that commit ID as a M3 now. Okay, so now the question arises, guys. Okay, so now in a feature branch we don't have this commit ID M3, because under commit ID M3 we have there is a we have some updated code. Okay, that code is not available in a feature branch. Correct. So in order to overcome this issue, what we will do is we will do the normal merge. Okay, there is a one concept. Okay, another one is the rebase. Okay, so what this rebase is doing is, as the name suggests here, it is just rearranging the base of your commit IDs. Okay, so what happens after performing the rebase here, the base of this right now, the base of this F1 is M2 now, right? After performing the rebase, what happens, the base of this F1 will become a M3, guys. Okay, so what is the advantage of using this rebase mean? It will maintain the history of all the commit IDs. Okay, then why we require history means, at any point of time, if you require that some commit ID is having some issue, okay, or that code we require, okay, at that point of time, we used to get that. Okay, at that point of time, it will be very helpful. So sometimes it is depends on what type of merging we are using it, whether it is a normal merge or whether it is you are doing the rebase. It depends on the organization. Okay, but the concept of rebasing is, this is the concept. Okay, if you check in the Google, right? So this is what the same example I have told here. Okay, right now you can see the yellow color dots, right? That is the master branch. Okay, and in the pink color you can see that is the feature branch. After performing the rebase, what happens? After yellow color, that is the master branch. Whatever the code was available there, right? That is the base of this. I mean, first code that will come and sit into here. So that what happens? So this newly created branch will also having the updated code. Okay. So is it clear now, or else shall I demonstrate it?
Can we do the rebase from master to branch, vice versa? Right now you showed in the demo we can do the rebase from branch to the master, right? So we can do the
Yeah,
vice
we
versa.
can do. Yes, we can
Okay,
do that.
there is no
But that
issue.
is not a
Okay.
yeah, but that is not a
That
recommended
is
way.
okay. Why? What is the reason of that?
So as I told you, right?
Hmm.
So sorry. Yeah, we can able to do that one also. Okay. Why means, so usually we will be having the update certified code in the master branch, right? Okay. So at that point of
Hmm.
time, if using the master branch only, we are going for the deployment. Okay. At that time, we need to merge that. It is correct. We can able to do that.
Okay.
Okay. So this is the normal rebase. So what will happen to the normal merge in the sense? So as you can see here, this is a yellow color, you can see it, right, the dots. So this is what the master branch dots. Okay, so in the pink color you can see, right, this is the feature branch dots. So what we can do in order to get the updated code from the feature branch, what we will do, we will do the merge here. Okay, so this is what we have done for the rebase now. So now this is what we can do with the merge here. So this merge I will explain tomorrow, guys, because it should not get conflict here. Okay, so what happened, the difference between these two is it will maintain the history of all the commit IDs, whereas with this normal merge it will create a one more commit ID and store it into your database. Okay, under whatever these three commit IDs will be available, right? So these three commit IDs will become one single commit ID here.
Then which is the best practice, Tushar?
Yeah, that is what I told you, right? In if you want to maintain the history of all the commits, then better go for the rebase. Okay, if the commit IDs it is not required, we can ignorable, then we can go for the normal merge. It
Okay.
depends on organization to organization here.
Okay. The reason why organization decides it has to be rebase or a merge?
It depends on situation. Okay, because assume that one of the commit ID I have committed here, okay, that is having some small piece of code. Okay, to mint out that code might not be available. Okay, and we'll also knowing that. So at that time we can do the normal merge also. There is no issues, right? Why we need to maintain history of all the committed at that point of time?
Okay.
It depends.
So if you want to keep track of all the commits, then we have to use a rebase. So if
Yes,
it is
exactly.
not, okay, if it is not necessary, we can use merge.
Yes, correct.
Okay, okay.
So this is what the rebase, guys. So yeah, so we have only 3 commit IDs. Just a second, guys. I will put some commits here. Okay. Fine, guys. Okay. So right now you can see I was working in one of the repository that is in India last time. Okay, so here you can see this is some code. Okay, and this is having some commit IDs here. Okay, right, you can see there is a first commit, access, Nandial commit, M1, M2, M3, right? Okay, so in the interview they may ask you one question, guys. Okay, they want to squash this commit IDs. Okay, and they wants to make it as a one single commit ID. Okay, so that means, so all these commit IDs, it should get squashed, but your data should not get any effect here. Okay, only thing is the commit IDs it is going to squash. Okay, and we can be able to create a one single commit ID. Okay, that is also another question. Otherwise they may ask in another way, they assume that you will be having 100 commit IDs and you want to make it as a one single commit ID. How we will do? Okay, using git squash we can achieve that, guys. Okay, this is also an important question. Git squash. That is a git squash, SQUASH. Okay, so that's clear. So now you can see there is a commit IDs of how many is there? There is 6, right? We will do the squash, guys. Okay, how we can do? So there is git rebase. Sorry, what is the command? Git rebase head symbol for yes. So how many committed is we have? 6, right? So 3 plus 3, 6. Yeah. So let's take 5 here. Okay. Okay. And guys, you can see there is a 5 commit ID. There is an Nandial commit, access, M1, M2, and M3. So in these commit IDs, guys, you can keep only one commit ID and rest of the things you can squash it. Okay, and you can able to create it only and okay, you can able to create it only one single commit ID. At the point, at the meantime, your data will not get any effect here. Okay, so what we will do, we will keep this Nandial commit only and we will remove this access. Okay, so what you need to do is just remove this pick. Okay, and keep it squash, SQASH. Okay, just press I, it will come in insert mode. Just remove this pick and keep it squash, SQASH, squash. Okay, and just save this file. It will open a one more window. Okay, just like a V editor only. And here you need to replace these files, or I'll just hash this one. Okay, so just keep it hash. This access should not get work. Sorry, and this M1 also get hash. You can just delete, or else you can keep it hash. So whatever you mention it a hash, guys, it will not work. Okay, done. Yes, and escape shift colon WQ. Okay, it is done, guys. Now check the git status. Okay, so let's push this new origin master. What is said? Connection to timeout. it is rejecting. Let's pull one time. Git pull. Okay, it is done. Just refresh this page. After all these commit IDs, yes, only one single commit ID will be there for all the commits. Okay, just refresh. See guys, right? Previously it was access M1, M2, and M3, right? Now you can see there is only one single commit ID. So when we want to do such kind of squash in the sense, let's say you guys will be working on some modules. Okay, so my developer has committed the code, okay, and you want to, so assume that there are 10 to 15 commit IDs was there. Okay, so you don't want, in order to identify the commit IDs, you will get in a problem, right? So which commit ID will be having the, what is the issue, okay, and you want to store that. Okay, at that time what we will do, we will squash that one and we'll keep it as a one single commit ID. So in a later point of time, if you require the same commit ID, so what we will do, using the same commit ID, we will get all the data back. Okay, at that time it will be very helpful. Git squash. Clear guys?
How normally we use this command?
Yeah, that is the same example I told you, right? So assume that you will be
No,
working on
we
a
use
one
it.
module, okay?
We use it commonly, or
Rarely we will use this one. Okay, in the real time we will be using the commit IDs and pull requests. Okay, those commands will be very, I mean, frequently we used to use. So this type of, okay. So any doubts guys regarding this squash and rebase?
I'm good, Tushar.
Okay, thank you. Just practice it out, guys. Okay, I will be share the document. Okay, I hope everybody has done the payment. Okay, I will share it. Fine. So if you don't have any doubts, then we'll wrap up today.
Okay, no problem.
Okay, guys.
Can
Bye
we
then. Take care.
How can we access your video, today's video?
Yeah, I will
Recording.
inform them, guys. Okay. Yes, yes.
Yeah.
I will inform them to share. Okay. I already informed them. I think nobody was there. It seems. I will inform. I will remind them one more time.
Okay, Tushar. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.